Hey all, today we are going to start solving these trinomials. We have been factoring using greatest common factors. We've been factoring by finding the x-intercepts. We have been doing a combination of those two things. We've done difference of squares. We've divided some polynomials by factoring. And so now we're going to use sort of the same process to solve these equations. So in the last 5 lessons, these trinomials have been expressions because there was no equal sign. Well, we want to add an equal sign here, and you can see in this first problem we have an equals 0. Typically on the right side of the equation we have something like y, or in the last unit we had f of x, which kind of meant the same thing. And here y is 0, so I'm going to say y equals 0, f of x equals 0. And the solutions, which we talked about, the solutions to functions, uh, was where y was 0. Well, y is 0 where the x-intercepts exist. So we are going to find x-intercepts. We are going to find the x values where y is 0, and those are considered the solutions to these trinomials. We've kind of already done this. We've been finding those values now for the last few lessons. So we're just now talking about it explicitly. So we will graph these. Remember, you need to change b to x or n to x. We're not going to put we're not going to put the equals 0 in. We're just going to do b squared plus 3b minus 10. So let me go put. So I put that into Desmos, and I'm going to do what I've been doing. Find my x-intercepts. X equals -5, x equals 2. And those are the solutions. These are the solutions. We've been actually finding the solutions over the last several lessons and then using those solutions to write factors. So we could write the factors x plus 5 and x minus 2, but that's not what we're trying to do here. We're just finding the solutions. Our solutions are -5 and +2. And typically the way we report our solutions is using these little curly braces. Those are the solutions to our trinomial. So I can do this with any trinomial. I can find the x-intercepts, and those will represent, the x values will represent my solutions. So I can do n squared minus 5n plus 4. Little shortcut here. I usually just manipulate the originally quadratic that I had. I can find my x-intercepts, 1 and 4. 1 and 4 are my solutions. So I can say n equals 1, n equals 4, or I can write it like this. I honestly would take either, and that's it. So you can see, I think, hopefully, that the solutions are really closely related to the factors. So when we manipulated these to find the factors, we would move the 4 over, and I would get n minus 4 equals 0. And I would move the 1 over, and I get n minus 1 equals 0. It should come as no surprise that I have a 0 on the right side of all these. That's us asking what is the value of n, or x, when y equals 0. Well, in this whole trinomial, the values are 1 and 4. For each of these factors, the values are 1, and the value for this one is 4. They're very closely related. In fact, you can't have one without the other. But the goal here is just to find these two values. So let me do one more. And here we'll get a decimal. So we're going to use our Desmos to figure out what that is as a fraction, -0.625. negative 5 over 8, and positive 2. And that's it. We don't have to do anything special here. Those are the solutions. We can write them like this, or not in parentheses because that'll look like coordinates. And there you have it. There's the solutions. So I want you to go ahead and pause here and try this one. Graph that, change it to x, and find the solutions. So it looks like we had a funny one here. Um, this is what I got when I got my decimal, 0.429. And then we got 0.3 repeating, that is 1/3, and those are our solutions. As always, the two most important things to do in order to get better at these is to ask for help when you're stuck and you need help, and to do some practice. So make sure you stick around and answer these 4 questions before you close out the lesson, and then jump into doing some practice. And as always, as I just said, ask for help if you need it. Good luck.